I feel like if somebody is evil, just come out clean and be evil. Let me talk about the book I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading Children of Blood and Bone. Fantasy is not my favorite genre of books to read, but it's a book club read, and because this year I'm being intentional about community, and book club is a way for me to achieve this desire for community. So I joined a new book club, and the book of the month for July is Children of Blood and Bone. The book essentially is a trilogy. 11 years ago in the book, there was a raid that was orchestrated by the king. In Orisha, there are two kinds of citizens: people with magic and people who do not have magic. The ruling class, who happened to not have magic, staged a raid against those that had magic, and they wiped many of them away. And then those that were still alive or survivors, mostly children, they subjected them to severe oppression. The ruling class stumbled upon this scroll that would bring magic back, and of course they wanted to destroy it. But unfortunately, Amari is the daughter of the king. She took the scroll and ran away, and then she met Zeli. Now Zeli and Amari, together with her brother, that's Zeli's brother Zain, they are on a mission to find a way to restore the magic back to the kingdom of Orisha, and they're also on the run because the king has set his son Inan to pursue them and retrieve this scroll. The book is told from 3 points of views: Amari's point of view, Zeli's point of view, and Inan's point of view. It's actually exciting, and I'm 30% in, so I want to take you through my reading process for the book. This is like a reading vlog. So far, the book is really entertaining. Like, as I'm even talking to you now, I cannot wait to get back to reading the book. I'm just hoping that this weekend I can even be done with it, so that I will not be in a rush to finish it in time for the club meeting. At the point where Amari met Zeli, I just wished somehow, for the greater good, if their mission works, for the greater good, magic will be restored and they will no longer be living the way they are living. But in my heart, I was just like, this Amari's entrance into Zeli's life has just upended everything. It's also interesting to watch how Inan is struggling to suppress the fact that he too also has magic. So hopefully I will be done with this book this weekend, and then I'll let you know what I think intermittently. So stay tuned. Okay, so I couldn't read anymore because I was at a weekend-long work event, and I wanted to also be present and in the moment. The work event wasn't actually like work. It was an opportunity for us as a firm to unwind, mix with other colleagues of ours without the context of work. So it would have defeated the purpose to just be in my bed and just read. So yeah, this is what the room and the view from my room looks like. The hotel had a lot of artwork and artifacts for sale. I was even thinking that maybe this is a museum or something, because the amount of artwork in this place was crazy, and they were actually very beautiful. So this is a glimpse of what we were doing at the work event. We are trying to unlock our inner child.
Can't bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I'll stamp on it. In a private plane, I'll lamp on it. Lele oh, then they call me Bankole. Cause I walk around with the bank on him. Show them Gangnam Style, put the gang on him. Twist my fingers up on a bang on him. Lele oh, yeah. Tobalo ko macho, yeah. Tobalo mako.
Just got to the part in the book where somebody else now knows that Inan, the king's son, has powers, and obviously they are not taking it well, and Inan kills the person. Okay, so editing Ogi here. So I reckon that I'll be mentioning day in the next couple of clips, and there may be some ambiguity on who they is. So they is Zeli, Amari, and Zain. They are on a mission to restore magic to the kingdom of Orisha with the stolen scroll. So they are on the mission to restore magic. So they are the day. They need 3 items to perform a ritual that would restore magic to the kingdom of Orisha. So they need a dagger, they need a scroll, and they need a sunstone. One of the items is missing, and they are told that they have to get that item from a town called Ibeji. So when they got to Ibeji, they realized that they have to fight to the death to get this sunstone. And of course, the actor never dies in the book, or in the movie, except it's a tragedy. So Zeli offers to fight, and of course her brother and Amari all join her in the fight. She's able to wield her powers and of course win. At some point, I was actually worried that the organizers of this competition are going to shift the goalpost when she wins, but luckily they don't do that. She secures the sunstone. Now they have the 3 items. So when they got the 3 items and nothing happened to them, I was like, but immediately I was like, no, this is just 50% into the book. In fact, it was even about 40-something% when this thing happened. So I was like, if I'm relaxing now, we still have a lot of pages ahead. So that means a lot of this are awaiting them. A lot of problems are awaiting them. Not long after this thought occurred to me, something chaotic happens in the book. So Inan finally catches up with them, but the good thing is that Inan was not with his guards. He was alone, and it was a bit strange to me. Did he now kill all the guards or what? I don't know. I just don't understand what happened, but he was alone. Zeli decides that she's going to fight Inan because she's tired of running, and in fact I think that is one decision she has made so far that I support, because that Inan guy was beginning to get on my nerves. So Amari now thought that she could talk him out of what he wanted to do, but of course he did not agree. So Zeli, of course, too, she doesn't care anymore. She's going to take out this Inan guy and have peace. Inan too wants to take her out so that magic is going to end. While two of them are fighting, some strange people capture Zain and Amari. So it's at that point that I think Inan finally comes to his senses, but not before he almost kills Zeli. But he comes to his senses, and they decide to work together to rescue Amari and Zain. So a lot has happened, and now they are also back to one artifact, because they what's her name? Zeli was not with all the artifacts. She took one, Zain took one, Amari took one, so that if they capture one of them, all of them will not be lost. So now she has the sunstone, but because they've taken Amari and Zain, they have the scroll and the dagger. So which brings us to, will I say square one or square? Yeah, this is back to square one, because they had 1 before, then they now had 2, then they had all, now it's back to 1. So I'm really looking forward to what is going to happen in the rest of the pages. I'm not really sure whether the ritual is going to take place in book 1. Maybe it's going to take place in book 2, because I feel like if it happens in book 1, what next is going to happen in book 2 and 3? Would they just continue talking about love stories, or would they talk about how magic now finally is restored, or would they do the ritual and it will not work, or will magic happen and then there'll be some bad people that are using magic for evil, and then there'll be good people that are using magic for good? Then, I'm just wondering what's going to happen, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so far I don't know, like I've mentioned earlier, I'm actually thoroughly enjoying the book, and I think one of the major reasons why I like the book is the fact that the world building is not overly descriptive, because I feel like the book is more on the plot rather than on describing the places and all of that. So yeah, that's why I like the book. Quick Children of Blood and Bone updates. I'm 70% into the book, and I'm confident that I'll be done with the book before book club meeting on Sunday. The story is dragging a bit, and the love stories are beginning to develop. There is Amari and Zeli's brother Zain, and then there is Zeli and Amari's brother Inan. So I'm particularly rolling my eyes at Zeli and Inan. It was given what's that? That's an enemies to lovers. Yes, enemies to lovers is the top tier romance, but I just can't help but roll my eyes at the two of them. But I'm even rolling my eyes more at Zain and Amari, because they are feeling all uppity and they're telling Zeli, oh, you can't trust Inan. I can't believe you're so naive. La, 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 la. And I'm just like. So anyway, that's where I am at the book. The story is just dragging for a bit, and I don't know, but I'm sure I'm going to be done with the book between today and tomorrow. So I'm going to give you a final update tomorrow, and then I'll crown the video up with the book club meeting. Hopefully I'm going to film at the book club meeting. So cheers. The way I've had to pick up my jaw from the ground in the past few pages, I'm just 75% in, and I am like so shocked. I don't know why I didn't see this coming. Because I mean, Inan is the craziest character I've ever met. Like, why? It's either he's the most naive human or he's just cruel and just playing double sides so that he's trying to be on both teams. He's trying to be on his dad's team. He's trying to be on the Magic's team. Like, gosh, what kind of human being is this? One minute you're like, okay, maybe we should believe him. Another minute you're like, wait a minute. Like, I am so confused.
A few moments later.
Okay, hi. So I've lived several lives since after the video where I was brushing out my hair, talking about Children of Blood and Bone and how I just started reading it. So it's been almost a month since I was done with the book. I finished the book in July and I was ready for book club meeting. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend the book club meeting because I had issues with my network provider and it was my only network, so I had to go and fix it. And something that I thought was a breeze in and breeze out turned into a 4 hours wait, and I was unable to attend the book club meeting. So I was so disappointed and sad. But anyway, I finished the book and here is what you signed up for. So for the book ended on a cliffhanger, which is not surprising because it has 2 other books in the series. And the way the story was dragging towards the end, I was thinking the ritual would not happen, but the ritual actually happened. But it didn't give this satisfying, not for me, like the book ended well in my opinion. The only thing is that for the characters, the ritual was not all they thought it would be. You know that thing where you have this dream and you're like, okay, once I achieve this dream, that all will be well with the world and all of that. Wrong. It doesn't always turn out like that. That satisfaction you expect does not come as you anticipated, so to say. So that's the same thing that's happening to these characters. The ritual has been done, the magic has been restored, and it's not all they thought it would be. They didn't give them that satisfaction that they wanted. And bear in mind that there was a lot of chaos before that ritual actually happened. But let me just save that aspect of the spoiler for you to find out. So yeah, that's it. Then of course we hate Inan in this house because Inan is such an evil spawn. I feel like if somebody is evil, just come out plain and be evil. But well, you might say, what's the fun in that? You need to deceive people into thinking you're good. And then, but his own is not even about deception. His own is more like he values his father's validation more than doing the right thing. So that's his own case, because he's always feeling like he was dangling like a pendulum until he finally made his decision that, see, I want to be bad. So yeah. Then, well, I just hope, I'm still rooting for Zelly, and I just hope that everything turns out well for her at the end of the day. It sure felt, a bit discouraging when I got to the end of the book, because the book's theme essentially is talking, it surrounds racism, police brutality. That was the main thing that the author was trying to hinge on, but kind of made it into a fantasy. So obviously there's no police mention, but when you read the author's notes, it talks about those are the cultural issues that she was trying to address. So for the end to come, for them to do that one thing that they feel like would fix everything, and then at the end it doesn't really pan out the way they anticipated, it kind of brings a form of discouragement to me, because it feels like, okay, so what then is going to be the solution to all this evil in the world? Like, if they say, okay, what they need to do is to end police brutality, so what can we do? If we do that, will it actually bring that much needed peace? Or are we just being delusional into thinking that this is the way to go? I don't know, like I just felt a bit discouraged that the way it ended, but let's just see how the entire series pans out. Okay, so editing okay here again. So and then still considering the discouragement I felt. So even when I think about okay, what's the alternative? If Amari hadn't entered Zelly's life and Zelly's life just continued on the path that it was going, you know, definitely she it would start she would have still been worse off because she definitely wouldn't have been able to meet up with the ever increasing taxes, and she would end up being put in the stocks and treated as a slave, and eventually she just dies. So even sitting on the sidelines doesn't even bring the much needed comfort, so to speak. So even the other side of the coin does not even look better. So it just feels all the more discouraging, you know. So yeah, you know. So yes, I recommend this book, and I'll be reading the second and the third book. Hopefully I finish them this year, and I'll be carrying you along on my reading journey. So yeah, so stay tuned and have fun.
Nobody know tomorrow. Choro.